So welcome to my hometown, Wilcox. Population of about 225, at least when I was growing up. I arrived here when I was 8 years old, and just wanted to drop by to relive some childhood memories that are very fond growing up in this small prairie village. This was where I grew up. This sure brings back memories. This was my elementary school classroom, grades 1, 2, and 3 in one room, one teacher. And when I was here in those first 3 grades, there would have been about 15 kids, about 5 for each one of the 3 grades. And the teacher would have to jump back and forth in different classes. Remember, our teachers back then were just sticklers for detail, old normal school grads, especially on the cursive writing. Yeah, sure brings back memories here. Grades 1, 2, and 3 right here. We just loved the Saskatchewan, the big, long, cold, snowy Saskatchewan winters. Some of those winters, the snow drifted up to what seemed to us like, as kids, like mountains of snow, but there were certainly drifts that were several feet high. And I remember right around here, drifts that were twice as tall as me as a kid at least, and we'd dig through them, create snow forts and tunnels. Crazy dangerous when you think about it, but we didn't care. And we would just have epic snowball fights out here. These hockey nets here must be kind of ancient, because we had nets like this out here when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s. Winter or summer, we'd be out here going back and forth, making up our teams, and all imagining that we were NHL stars. This whole town is here, like most of these prairie towns, because of the railway. And back in the day, it was mainly to pick up grain. These are all oil cars now, taking Alberta oil down to Chicago to U.S. refineries. Every single car on this train right now is an Alberta oil car going down to Chicago. I grew up right behind us here. This is where our home was, not there anymore. And in the mornings, we'd wake up and hoof it to school on the other side of town. In summer, trying to... the wind is so strong here on many days that taking your bike to school, you'd feel like you're getting blown backwards sometimes, or in the winter, often going up against a blizzard. Growing up on the bald prairie like this, you learn how to live with the elements. And there's also something, there's something very special about growing up in a small prairie town like this. Just look at the vastness of the environment, the size of this endless sky. You at once are sort of awed by nature and feel a sense of solitude, but also in a small community like this, a very strong, close-knit sense of community at the same time. Those, you can't help but just imbibe those classic prairie values of a sense of both self-reliance, but also mutual dependence in a community like this. My high school grad, the guest speaker was none other than W.O. Mitchell, the great author of Who Has Seen the Wind, for my money, the greatest Canadian prairie novelist. And the night of my grad, I got to stay up until I think 2 or 3 in the morning, because he was staying with us here in our home. It reminds me of one of the most stirring passages in his novel, Who Has Seen the Wind. People were forever born, people forever died, and never were again. Fathers died and sons were born. The prairie was forever, with its wind whispering through the long, dead grasses, through the long and endless silence. Winter came, and spring and fall, then summer and winter again. The sun rose and set again, and everything that was once was again, forever and forever. But for man, the prairie whispered, never, never. There were no catches of breath, simply tears standing alone in the silence that stretched from everlasting to everlasting.